Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are back once again with another exclusive interview for Tru Heels BTR Between the Ropes and also for Sports Illustrated, my first piece for sportsillustrated.com. And I am with former three-time TNA World Champion Moose. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good to be speaking to you. Excited to be speaking to you. Just a couple of days away from TNA Victory Road this Friday, September 13th, from San Antonio, Texas. Your second meeting with Nic Nemeth. How are you preparing for this big main event matchup for Victory Road?
I'm not doing anything different than what I do from any other match. It's business as usual. I've been in this position countless times, so I know what to expect. I know how to perform, and I know me and Nick are going to beat the hell out of each other. But I plan on leaving Texas, being full-time TNA World Champion.
And I'm glad you mention that because you're able to win at Victory Road. You will join Bobby Lashley for number two all time in combined reigns as TNA World Champion with four apiece, only behind Kurt Angle with six reigns. As an African American fan, I just have to tell you, I think that is like truly inspirational to see like someone like you, someone like Lashley hold that honor of being in the top two greatest like TNA World Champions of all time and be given the ball as a face of a company with how incredible your last reign was that started in January for the promotion. How significant is it for you to have the trust in the company to be one of the faces of TNA? And how will this reign outdo your previous reign?
The next reign is always the best one. That's a mindset I have. And I mean, it feels good. The company trusting you to put in, making you the face of, like I call myself the face of the franchise, but it also has a lot to do with the work I put in and the effort I put in every day with my diet, with my training, and my passion for pro wrestling that oozes out my pores when I walk by management or walk by my peers. They see it. So I think for them it's an easy decision to make that call because of how extremely hard I work to be in this position.
And just to tell you, like I said, I'm a fan of yours. I'm a fan of TNA, and I've been kind of following your career since like your early days, a decade ago, starting off in Ring of Honor. And just talk about like the transformation you have made with your body, but you've also transformed as a performer, kind of like to reflect back on like your early days, 12 years ago, starting off in professional wrestling to now. What has kind of been like you would say the biggest change that you have made now in 2024?
It's just knowledge of what pro wrestling is. I mean, I haven't gotten any more athletic. I still have the same athletic genes and the same athleticness that I did 12 years ago. I just think I have more wisdom and more knowledge of what pro wrestling is. I'm just a lot smarter. So, and that's what it is. The more years I put in pro wrestling, the smarter I get. And I think knowledge and being in the game for so long is genuine in pro wrestling and shows, and not only myself but everybody.
Definitely agree with you there. You started your third reign as TNA World Champion at Hard to Kill, which was the kickstart of this new era for the company with the rebrand back to TNA Wrestling. How much did that moment mean to you defeating Alex Shelley in January to become the world champion on that important night for the company and being given the ball as the standard bearer, like you said, the face of the franchise for TNA moving forward?
Oh man, it felt great, man. It was a rebrand going from Impact Wrestling to TNA, and for me being the guy to lead us to that crucial change in the company's history. I mean, it's definitely memorable. I think I've done a good job that each time that I've won the title, it's been a memorable moment. So yeah. Um, I I hope my hopes is continuing to make everything, especially when it comes to the title picture, memorable, and that's what I plan on doing.
So you're facing Nic Nemeth for a second time after your first meeting in April at Rebellion. What do you think about Nic Nemeth being different from other competitors you have had to face in TNA in the past? And what have you thought about his run overall in TNA, as well as his reign that started at Slammiversary?
I think Nick Nemeth was great, man. I think he's definitely crucial to the change, the positive upreach that we've been heading towards in the last few months. He's definitely a big part of that. And I think I have nothing but positivity to say about Nick Nemeth's in-ring abilities and just um, his aura that comes with him. You know what I'm saying? So beating him for the second time and beating him to becoming the full-time TNA World Champion is definitely going to do wonders for my career. So that's why I'm very focused on this match, and I can't wait till Friday night.
Do you have like a bit of a chip on your shoulder, reflecting back on that last matchup due to, the fact that Nic Nemeth as well as Matt Hardy kind of made it kind of a controversial win for you, saying that Nemeth's shoulder was up at Rebellion?
No, a win is a win. Like I call it what you want. A win is a win. I mean, I come from professional sports where, hey, if we kick a field goal and it doesn't go to the uprights and the ref says it does, we win. A win is a win. Like I'm still a champion. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care.
So it was a little over a year ago you announced that you had signed a new contract with TNA Wrestling, and that was the longest deal in the company's history. And then earlier this year, you revealed that in the interview it was a 5-year deal. What went into that thought process to in making the decision to stick with TNA? And a year in, looking at the landscape of the industry, what do you think about that decision, reflecting back on it?
I mean, TNA is home to me, right? And I have a lot of friends and a lot of family members who I consider family members at least that work here, from the guys in the system with me to guys like Tommy, production guys like Eric Tompkins, Scott, who was I mean, I know he's no longer with the company, but he was definitely a big part of getting the deal done. And then you got guys like Ariel, which he's been in under the table, you know what I'm saying, with the company, but he's in a much fruitful role now. But I have a lot of people who here that I consider family, so it's just always tough to start afresh somewhere else, not knowing how you're going to be utilized and not knowing where your career is going to go. And I just been comfortable with where I'm at, and I love TNA. I think TNA is in my flesh and my blood, and it's just hard for me to go elsewhere.
Definitely understand that. And you mentioned the system. I actually got the chance to speak with Alicia Edwards earlier this year about the system and how you guys came together, as well as the bond you have all made before the formation and then into the formation in January. What factor in your mind makes the system different or stand out in comparison to other legendary stables in TNA history, like your main event mafias, your aces and eights, your fortune?
We're family, man. We've known each other for a very long time. So I don't think I mean I couldn't tell you other groups or factions. I couldn't tell you the dynamics of them, but I know our dynamics is we all look each other as more than just friends. Or we look each other as family. Guys I talk to every single day, not only the days we work. So I mean, it was an easy decision.
Definitely understand that. And like you said, you have that background in football. What made you pursue a wrestling career once you were done playing in the NFL for as many seasons as you were able to get in the National Football League?
That's easy. I've always been a fan of pro wrestling, so it was definitely an easy decision for me that when the time was right, I was going to hop over to become a pro wrestler. So yeah, just the love of pro wrestling was what made me hopping over to this universe possible. It's a
What was
long
kind of
time love for it.
what was kind of your earliest memory of like pro wrestling, even before like your NFL career?
The first time I ever watched it in '92 were Royal Rumble. That was the earliest memory I have of pro wrestling, and that's what got me to wanting to start watching pro wrestling was watching in the '92 Royal Rumble.
What a match and what a show to start off on, man. You just made one of the greatest Royal Rumbles of all time for sure.
Yeah, definitely the greatest Royal Rumble of all time.
And speaking of which, TNA has been working closely with WWE since the start of this year, and the NXT partnership has kind of been like the buzz, what everybody is talking about around the wrestling world. What has been your thoughts on the NXT partnership, and which NXT talent would you like to see come over to TNA wrestling and, like they say, cross the line to potentially mix it up with either you or the system?
Whoever, man. I always like the honestly, I think that question is for the fans to answer. Me as a wrestler, I'm always down for any competition from anywhere. Whoever they got, their big dogs. Oba, bring him on. Trick, Ethan, whoever you could think of. Like I'm down. I'm sure the system will say the same. They have some great talents over there as we have on our side. So whoever they think will make a good matchup, let's bring them on and we'll see how we pair up. But I think it's great for the fans. At the end of the day, the fans are the ones who win in this relationship. So I'm happy we have it. I'm happy the fans get to see it, and I can't wait to see what the future produces.
Now, two guys that I know are going to be on the Victory Road card is two guys that you have a lot of history with, Josh Alexander and Joe Hendry. And a lot of people, fans of TNA have been saying like the winner of that matchup might be in line to face the winner of you and Nic Nemeth. What has kind of been your viewpoint, kind of on the outside looking in on the Joe Hendry and Josh Alexander issue? Josh trying to get back to that TNA World Championship, and Joe Hendry has just skyrocketed in popularity. And a lot of people kind of stem that back all the way back to last year when he was feuding with you. And really his popularity has just gone up and up since then. What is kind of your viewpoint of where both guys are at heading into Victory Road?
Honestly, fuck both of them. I really don't care about them. I care about being a full-time TNA World Champion. That's where my focus lies. So whatever happened with them, it happens with them. I don't really give a shit. I just want to be full-time TNA World Champion. That's my mindset.
That was the perfect answer. The perfect answer I could have had for. Um, so my final question for you is that, like we said before, you have this background in the NFL. I'm doing this piece for Sports Illustrated, so I would be amiss if I didn't ask you for your thoughts on the recently started football season and who do you have in the Super Bowl this season?
Oh fuck! I'm the worst person to ask about this because I don't. Since I stopped playing football, I don't follow it much. Um, who won the Super Bowl last year? It was the Chiefs,
The
right?
Chiefs. Yeah.
Fuck, I would have to go with the Chiefs again. Until I'm always picking a champion until somebody dethrones them. Yeah, that's always my call. So I'll say the Chiefs again.
You're a champion, so you say the person who wins has to beat the champion. That's understandable.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of
yeah.
sense.
So I'm going with the champions. I'm going with the Super Bowl champions from last year, the Kansas City Chiefs, and they've been dominant. I mean, they always damn well make it to the Super Bowl every year. So, and I don't pay attention to it much, but from watching ESPN while doing cardio every morning, I haven't heard that they had like a big change up on their team. So I see them doing it again.
Definitely feel you on that. But thank you so much, Moose. It's been an honor and a privilege to kind of talk to you. I've been waiting a couple of years. Like I said, I've been following your career since your start in Ring of Honor all the way to now. And it's an honor talking to you today. I want to give you the opportunity to let everybody watching at home where they can follow you and, of course, where they can watch TNA Victory Road this Friday, September 13th from San Antonio, Texas, available on TNA Plus. But the floor is yours. Let everybody know where they can follow you and TNA.
To follow me and honestly just watch TNA. That's the best way to see what's going on with Moose. And if you guys want to check out some great pro wrestling, you can start out this Friday at our pay-per-view Victory Road on Fight slash Thriller TV app. Download it. I couldn't tell you how much it is, but between $30 or whatever, I'm sure you go for $30, especially if you want to see one of the best wrestlers in the world, myself, and another one of the best wrestlers in the world, and Nic Nemeth beat the hell out of each other. And you also see some other great wrestlers like the guys you mentioned, Joe Hendry and Josh Alexander beat the hell out of each other, and other great matches that I can't really tell you because my only focus is on whooping the hell out of Nic Nemeth and being a full-time TNA World Champion.
I'm looking forward to Nic Nemeth versus Moose 2, and I know everybody is going to be rooting for you to become a 4-time TNA World Champion. So thank you so much, Moose, for your time. This has been Tru Heels BTR, Between the Ropes, with former 3-time TNA World Champion and potentially future 4-time TNA World Champion Moose. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3, signing off until next time.